Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast back at you.
What's going on?
Let's go ahead and lead it off, Matto.
So, we were gone for a week. Thanks for stopping in, whoever's out there listening or watching on whatever you may be listening and watching us on. We took that last week off to gather our thoughts and recharge it a little bit, and ready for 2023.
Yes, sir. Ready to bring out shows.
So we had Monday night. I mean, I guess we can start. Right in on what you would call a wrestling show last night.
If that's what you want to call it.
It
was either that or the football game, and neither one added up to what I thought they'd be. So, yeah, all right. So yeah, the show started off, with the Usos coming to Raw, blah blah blah, same old stuff. I just didn't think it was that great of a show. Hey, Johnny Cass, what's going on, man? Lunch break, cool. We're just going to talk about Monday Night Raw and some of the things that's happening. I think Matt's going to give his share on the Vince McMahon thing, and I think we're going to try.
Johnny Cass is in the building.
I think we're going to try a new segment my brother has. What happened in the year of wrestling? On a date, this date in wrestling, I think is what it is.
Yeah, this date in pro wrestling.
So I guess we can start off with what they called Monday Night Raw. And hey, if I'm a guy selling a business and I'm trying to sell it to whoever I think it's going to sell to, I don't think I would have put a show out like this, in my opinion. You got anything to say, Matt?
It's you hit the nail right on that, and
I'm just saying,
No,
it's like why would I sell
the show itself? I mean, I was cool with the way it started. I was like, all right, we got Kevin Owens out here, we got the Usos, and we're gonna have ourselves a good old fashioned, just a good start to Raw, and then it peaked at that point. The Alexa Bliss thing was it was cool, but we didn't really get anything out of it.
No, I mean that turn's going to be great. That transformation that she's making, that's going to be cool. But bring Uncle Howdy more closer to the ring, other than standing in that doorway. I mean, I don't know.
And then you all of a sudden, then you come back with. What match did they come back with? Was it like Candice LeRae versus Rhea Ripley?
Yeah. And it's like...
Really?
I want to say it was more of a comical... There was a lot of stupid... you shake your head going, what? Why? Why are we doing this? For instance, and I think Kevin Owens summed up what's
going on, Ryan?
I think Kevin Owens summed up every fan's watching this program emotion when Baron Corbin came out to the ring. Kevin Owens is cutting this badass promo about Roman Reigns, calling out Roman Reigns. Let's bring the tribal chief up. Let's beat his ass. And you're like, okay, pumped up. And all of a sudden, JBL's music pipes in. And if you didn't notice it, Kevin Owens went right over to the corner and was like, oh, my God.
He took a nap. He took a nap like everyone else wanted to.
And he's got to be going, what the fuck?
I don't like Baron Corbin. The Lone Wolf was the last time that I actually cared about Baron Corbin. The Lone Wolf. Long hair. He was a biker badass looking dude. And he was cool looking.
Right.
This guy, this happy Corbin turned bad luck Corbin turns to wrestling god Corbin because they wanted to give JBL something to do.
Right.
Just I wasn't a fan.
No. And that was poorly placed. I mean, what the heck is he doing?
I was the last person ever to pin Roman Reigns in the last 3 years. Yeah, we get it. You
But
say that every week.
why place him in that spot? You know what I'm saying?
No.
I'm like, that was foolish.
I swear to all that is good, if he's the one that dethrones Roman,
Oh my God. They
I
better.
will go, and we will just be on Mondays and on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We will only be discussing AEW because that would be the dumbest. The apps. I don't give. I won't. It won't. Wrestling to me would just die at that point.
Right. And I'm like, if like again, I'll go back to if I'm selling a company, I would not have done it like this last night. I mean,
I'd
sure.
be putting on pay-per-view style shows if I'm trying to sell that company.
Right. I mean, you got the gauntlet, tag team gauntlet thing. Stupid. Hello, dumb.
And
it showed how weak.
It showed how weak the tag team division is.
Yes, it really did. When you have to bring out the Alpha Academy, you had to bring out guys like that.
A guy who just wrestled in Wrestle Kingdom had a banger of a match against Tama Tonga. Throw him back out there because, you know, you don't have anyone else better.
Right. And I'm like, why?
No, I love the OC and I love Carl Anderson, but I just don't think that that wasn't necessary.
No.
And then, oh gosh, golly gee, Finn got hurt.
And so then let's talk about the other stupid. And I give this guy shit all the time. Dominic Mysterio coming out looking like a freaking
well, you know, he served hard time, man.
Yeah, okay.
Did you see his teardrop tattoo?
Yeah,
man. He. Hey, I'm telling you. He's a hardened criminal.
And the thing, I loved how they fed into, you know, how the innuendos. Those were good. Those were, you know, quick. But the whole thing was like, he comes out looking like I can't remember. What's his name? With the bandana across his face.
Bandito?
Yeah, Bandito, whatever. But no,
look like Conan out there.
Conan, yeah, there you go.
Look like Conan for a little bit.
With that shirt up, that shirt button.
Yeah, his little.
I'm like, dude, you're an ass. And so I just thought that was like, it ruined the show.
I don't think the Dom spot ruined the show. I think the show ruined the show.
Well, it was crazy.
I thought it was a B show at best. I mean, it's so bad that I was like looking for stuff to try to talk about.
Right. You look up on YouTube, you know, let's look at what does it say on YouTube about Monday Night Raw? And the only thing they show is the dumbest fucking thing you could show. I'm like, no. I need to stop my cussing, guys. I'm sorry.
But I mean, I guess it gives us time to talk about the events from Thursday, Friday, Saturday with Vince coming in and saying he is actively shopping the WWE.
But I will hold on before you go there. I will say there was two good spots. I thought I loved the interaction that Theory and Seth Rollins had. That was good. I like that.
I will say that I was over the moon happy to find out that Seth Rollins' injury was a work.
Right.
I was so happy to hear that.
Yes.
Because that guy, that could have been a career-ending style injury, and because if it would have been the same knee that he had the knee surgery and all the reconstruction on, that's talking about you blew out a knee that's already been blown out once. Anyway, No, you're talking about a career-ending injury,
Right.
and it's like
It was nice to see him. That one,
Yeah.
I love that he left the crutch with Theory, and Theory's like, wait a minute,
yeah, he's like, hey,
you know.
I got you, you son of a bitch.
And then the Solo Sikoa Dolph Ziggler match. That boy's a beast. That was a good one.
I'm gonna say this: there's only one dude in pro wrestling right now that could go blows and beat Solo, and that just happens to be Jacob Fatu over in MLW.
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu is his cousin, I believe. No, that's his brother. That's
Brother.
his yeah. Jacob, I don't know if you get a chance, YouTube Jacob Fatu
Okay.
and throw a highlight reel up for him, and he does shit that like he does like he did a moonsault off the top ropes in a match over on MLW, and he's just as big. If he reminds me of Umaga, but more athletic. But yeah, I've always said that Jacob Fatu is the only guy that could potentially take out Solo.
Yeah, that's probably true. Probably
true. Due to his criminal record, I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Gotcha. So yeah, let's talk about what the happenings of last week, man. The biggest news, what was Vince McMahon?
Vince coming in and saying that he's going to sell WWE. Says that he's going to leave creative alone, but as we saw last night, I think he might have lied to us.
I'm sure he had.
And either that or, I mean, we all have our off days, right? I mean, maybe Hunter and Steph had their, maybe Hunter, Sean, and Steph had a bad
day,
bad night, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Let's hope.
Maybe creative just didn't have it last night. I don't know.
Let's hope.
I will say though, there's a few. I mean, let's get into what would happen if so and so took it. So let's go. We'll start with Disney because that's where everyone's going with it. That's where everyone thinks that it's going to happen. And I don't mind this. I don't mind it for a couple reasons, but I don't like it for a couple other reasons. The positives of that is you keep it on a streaming service. So you'll have the library basically going from NBC to Disney. Okay. And they would own that. And I think the library would end up being part on Disney, or some of it will be on Disney, whatever, on Disney Plus. And then I think they'll move most of it, a bulk of it, over to the ESPN app. Or, hear me out, make their own app for the WWE again, and everything's on that app.
That'd probably be the best thing to do, but that means I'd have to buy another subscription. So I hope they do it.
Not necessarily, because I'm sure if Disney owns it, they're going to lump it in with their Hulu,
True.
Their Disney, and their ESPN.
True.
And the thing that I like about Disney potentially taking it is that with what they've done with Star Wars and Marvel, they've left the creative to those studios. They just own the rights to it, right? I mean,
right.
So Lucasfilm still had a creative for Star Wars.
Okay.
So I'm going to assume that that's what they would do with WWE. They would keep the WWE people in charge of that creative, keep them on, let them keep their jobs, let them still run creatively what they want to do and put on shows. That they wouldn't get in the middle of it. They just reap the profits of it from all the merchandise and that kind of stuff.
So do you think if it goes to Disney Plus, being a family show, do you think the creativity will have to come down a little bit on their?
No,
No.
because you'd be able to air it on ESPN.
Okay.
You'd be able to air it on ESPN, or you put it on a. I mean, you would obviously go to ESPN2 because ESPN itself owns. It owns. Well, Disney owns ESPN, so ESPN would hold on to Monday Night Football. They put Monday Night Football here, and then ESPN2 would probably carry WWE programming
Right.
Monday Night Raw. Or, again, this is something, remember, I don't know if Disney owns all of Fox or if it's just Fox Studios, but you might be able to run something along those lines as well and throw them on Fox like they already have with Friday Night SmackDown.
Now, I'm thinking that just popped in my head. NXT, where's that studio at?
NXT is, well, it used to be at Full Sail Studio or Full Sail Arena at Full Sail University in Orlando.
Okay, so that would almost make sense for Disney to get it too, and keep their studios down that way and stuff like that. So,
well, Orlando is the home of is where the Performance Center is.
right. So that's there you got that too. So
yeah,
it would make sense.
The other ones were NBC keeping it, which I would be okay with, because they already have all of they have the contract to keep the library.
Right.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting.
What's the time frame? Do you think? What's the time frame? Do you think they're looking at?
What do you mean, as far as like when the sale?
Yeah.
They're saying 3 to 6 months.
3 to 6 months.
So that would put us, if it's at the minimal 3 months, so it'd be January, February, March. Be right after WrestleMania. They're selling.
Wow. I hope they do it after WrestleMania though. So.
WrestleMania goes Hollywood, and the next night on Raw, they say, "Hey, guess what? We sold the company to Disney." Or, guess what? Oh, wouldn't this be a slap to the dick? If on Monday night, after the Monday Night Raw, after WrestleMania, Tony Khan walks out and be like, "What's up, bitches? I bought you."
Could he? You think?
I mean, probably not, because I think Vince is too proud of an individual to let that happen. His ego would get in the way a little bit too much.
Yeah.
But what if? What if?
What if they're at the Raw studio and all of a sudden we go live to a different location? Shane McMahon-esque, like he bought WCW.
You walk. I mean, what if?
I just hope this is not a work. This is legit. Could it be a work? Could it be a hype?
I doubt it.
Man.
Well, what just blows my mind is you announce publicly, I am. Just thought about to say, what if Tony Khan bought it? I mean, he has them. Well, his daddy has the money. His daddy has the money. Shad Khan has the money for it, but
I just think that'd be way too much for Tony Khan to handle.
Well, no shit.
He can't handle his balls at AEW half the time, so I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
But he's. Where was I?
Here comes the money.
No, here's what I had a hard time wrapping my head around this. Is you come out and you say, "All right, I'm selling my company." Wildcat's in here.
What's up, Wildcat?
What about the USA Network? Could they make the purchase? I don't think they have enough. I don't think their pocketbooks are deep enough, to be honest with you.
Has anybody heard of how much he's asking for this company?
I mean, the Saudi princes are in the mix too. And if that happens, guess what? Guess who the newest, biggest mark for AEW is? Because anybody that buys it needs to go and say, I'm not a wrestling guy. That's the first thing they need to say is, I don't know the first thing.
What's up, Wildcat?
I don't know the first fucking clue about running a wrestling business. So if I'm buying it and don't know what I'm like, how to run the business, I'm putting people in place to run the business the proper way.
Right.
Because we all saw the shit show, and Tony Khan is starting to right the wrongs and starting to figure it out after 3 years. He's figuring it out. And he's put people in places to succeed.
Right.
Now, that being said, I just hope that we don't go through a rebuilding process with that these people say, all right, as a business, they're thriving with what they have under creative. We're not going to touch creative. We're just going to give you a different platform and a different streaming service. And I hope that's what they do. Will they do it that way? Probably not.
Right. I don't know, man. It'll be interesting. So.
But no, like I was going to say, with a dude like McMahon coming out and saying, I'm selling the company. And what would you think would be the first thing to happen? You would think your stocks would plummet, right? Like, I'm selling it. I'm selling everything. That son of a bitch goes out, announces that he's going to sell it, and it freaking climbs. It goes up the next day. Bischoff shows up the Monday following WrestleMania. Now, okay, here's another idea. I want to say, I'm paraphrasing, because I had a long conversation about this with All for Wrestling, Mike. We talked about this a little bit, and wouldn't this be an idea? Vince goes, all right, Paul Heyman, I'm going to sell you ECW back. Eric Bischoff, here's WCW back. Stephanie, Hunter, here's WWF. Have fun. Or Sean, here's NXT. Or William Regal, here's NXT. Have fun. Go make some memories.
So divide it back the way it was.
Yes.
Before it became WWE.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Make it 4 separate things again. And you could go back. You wouldn't have to necessarily have Monday Night Raw and Nitro on the same, or the WCW show on Monday going against each other.
Right.
But you could do something along those lines.
We could.
Is it going to happen? More than likely not.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting. I guess it's just we have to just sit back as fans and watch it unfold. I just hope they don't screw up WrestleMania or anything like that. But
I don't think they will.
We'll see. So, what else you got, bro?
Really, that's the only news from the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Wrestle Kingdom was pretty solid last week. I think everyone really touched on that on all the other shows.
Yeah.
It was
I'm just impressed with how hard those guys go over there in New Japan. It's just crazy.
Well, you gotta remember, I don't think New Japan goes to weekly shows.
Right.
I mean, they might go once every couple weeks. For Wrestle. Okay, so Wrestle Kingdom is their WrestleMania.
Right.
So to have them, I mean, and they set the bar freaking high.
Yeah.
Because Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega is already the number one match of the year.
Right.
There was no other match on that card that hit that hard.
Right.
In my opinion.
So I was talking to some other people. Wrestle Kingdom, they said, New Japan Wrestling specifically, they said that they don't think it's as scripted or thought out as like our stuff over here, AEW, WWE. You think that's right? You think it is scripted enough where they know what's going to happen, or they just let those guys go out?
I think it is a perfect combination. It's a perfect storm. I think they know, obviously, it's still scripted. They know going into the match, so and so is gonna drop the title. They knew Ospreay was gonna lose to Kenny.
Right.
Now you let those two athletes call it in the ring, because do yourself a favor, because I didn't watch much in the mid 2000s. I didn't watch from 2002 until 2008. I missed about 6 years there. Yesterday I sat and watched a few Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero matches.
Yeah.
And there was one where it was Benoit and Kurt Angle. And that match was insane. These guys did things in the ring that you don't see now.
Right.
They sold the hell out of everything. And it's not... There's a difference between scripted and choreographed.
Right.
A lot of the stuff now seems choreographed.
Mm-hmm.
Written down to the exact motion. And I'm not saying Kenny and the Bucks do this, but there's a lot of the stuff where it's all right, I'm going to do this, and this, and then pirouette and do and that kind of stuff. And, I mean, I understand I'm sounding a lot like Jim Cornette right now. That's not what I'm trying to get at. I just want to say, there's some matches that just feel so choreographed that it is almost like a dance routine.
Well, I will say this. I'm going to go back to last night's Raw. I pointed it out to Edie, my wife, when her and I were watching this. The segment where the Usos attacked Kevin Owens, and the segment where he got the shoe from the ring bell guy and he cracked Jay over the head. The chair shots, it was almost like they were in motion. They were dancing, and it was the chair shots didn't even come close. And it was like these punches, and it was you had to be in the right spot. It was almost like a dance routine, like you said. I was
Kevin Owens connected on those chair shots, but if you watch, Jay during one of them bends over.
Yes.
It's
you're like, what the fuck? What are you doing?
It's so you're okay with him assaulting you with that chair, right?
But you know what I'm saying? It was almost like it was too choreographed, that segment. I thought I was like, holy crap. And so I don't see it a lot, but when they do that, it's horrible. It just it puts these people that start watching wrestling, it puts these thought of it being fake in everybody's mind, because it's so, I don't know. I'm not one that thinks it's fake. I believe it's real. But
I want to show everyone out there that's watching, I have a Seth Rollins t-shirt. Does that make me a real fan?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Look at my stickers behind me. Look at my Funko Pops. I have the merch.
I have merch.
That's what makes us real fans.
Yeah. Gosh darn it.
Darn it.
Eh,
We follow that. Anyway.
So we're at the halfway point. And I'd like to take this time. Hold on. Got breaking news.
Breaking news.
Yep. David Arquette is still the greatest WCW champion of all time.
He is.
The only undefeated champion, too.
It was all over. I mean, there was a TikTok live around 11 o'clock last night with Dawn and JB and a couple other guys, and they brought that up. They were saying Hall of Famers. David Arquette,
Hall of Famer.
Got to do it.
I mean, shoot, you got have a guy like Donald Trump in the Hall of Fame.
Rollins repping Iowa. Yeah.
Yeah. From Davenport, Iowa, Seth freaking Rollins.
I think if I'm right, Johnny Cass, you didn't you train at Seth Rollins' studio or his training
his
facility?
dojo, his gym.
His gym. So. But yeah, I was able to look up one. I don't know if we're getting there, but one thing that happened in today's wrestling and this day in wrestling. Did you know Buff Bagwell was born in 1/10/1970?
And so, Tamina's birthday's today as well.
Tamina's birthday's today as well. Yeah. We got a special 50th birthday tomorrow, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but
well, she told me last time I wished her happy birthday that she doesn't celebrate birthdays.
She did not. I know we're all off topic, but check this card out. I pulled Matt off the AEW stuff.
Hold on, let me get back in here. The Malachi Black. Nice.
It's all like a holograph cutout.
Nice.
Like it's going on eBay for $75.
Oh.
So.
All right. So.
You were gonna go there, but Impact Pro Wrestling went a lot more smoother. Okay. There you go. Out of Northern Des Moines, Iowa, Rugged Pro Wrestling. He's a Rugged Pro Wrestling guy.
That's old JB stomping grounds.
Yes, sir.
Hold on this day in wrestling history, we got so yeah, let's go birthdays to start with here.
All right.
We had Tamina was born. Brian Grandmaster Sexay Christopher, the king.
Was it? He's the one that does this.
Yeah, him and Scotty Too Hottie.
Scotty Too Hottie. That's me. I'm Scotty Too Hottie.
No,
that's my new name. That's my name.
That's Scotty right here.
Shut up.
Scotty doesn't know wrestling.
Shut up, fuckface.
And Tamina Snuka was born on this day in 1978.
You're a jerk.
So
I hate my brother right now. Just so you know. I can say that out here because I don't get banned.
It's for hate speech.
For hate speech.
So, I mean, this is in chronological order. 1983, we had in Memphis, Tennessee, Nick Bockwinkel defeated Jerry Lawler to win the vacant AWA World Heavyweight Championship. The belt had been vacated the previous month. So, two Hall of Famers fought for the AWA Championship.
Bockwinkel. I remember watching him. I couldn't stand
Nick
him.
Bockwinkel.
Nick Bockwinkel.
That was before not TV, but it was before weekly televised shows, and it was the territory days.
There you go.
I was 2 years old.
You didn't give two craps about wrestling. You cared about Twisted Sister at 2 years old.
At 2 years old, because I had those big
You got that big baseball. But you got that big baseball bat at 2 years old, man. That big red thing that uses a microphone. Come on. I'm gonna let Husky know that you're good at Twisted Sister songs.
Hey, he needs to hook us up with a cool.
He does. Anyway,
so on this date in 1994, we had an episode of Monday Night Raw. I was -5 in 1983.
Oh shit.
Okay, so in 1994, 94, we had an episode of Raw from Richmond, Virginia. The opening match was a tag team bout.
1, 2, 3 Kid.
And Marty Jannetty defeating the Quebecers for the tag team champions.
Yes.
So Sean Waltman and Marty Jannetty. And I think that he called themselves the New Rockers.
Okay.
In 98, ECW presented House Party 98 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In the main event the show, the Sandman defeated Sabu in a Stairway to Hell match.
I would have loved to have been there. Those two boys could go.
Beat the shit out of each other.
I love watching those kind of matches. The Sandman. That's just, and Sabu. Those guys.
I wish there's a way that you could throw it up there. I'm sure there is a way to throw up
I'm going to try to figure out how to do that.
Video.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to turn it down
But yeah, Sabu and they're just two goers. They remind me of Nick Gage, or Nick Gage reminds me of them actually. So
what the hell? I just want to. They have a video on here, and I don't know why it's not loading.
Okay.
Anyway, in '99, the next year, Kissimmee, Florida, ECW held their pay-per-view Guilty as Charged. On the show, Axel Rotten and Balls Mahoney defeated Danny Doring and Roadkill, and the FBI, Little Guido and Tracy Smothers in a 3-team elimination match. Yoshiro Tajiri beated Super Crazy. Sid defeated John Cornus. The Dudley boys defeated New Jack and Spike Dudley. New Jack's another one of those brothers from back in the day that just out of his freaking mind.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Van Dam beat Lance Storm to retain the ECW TV championship. RVD.
Yes,
Justin Credible defeated Tommy Dreamer in another Stairway to Hell match.
Man, I tell you what, Tommy Dreamer, if you watch Impact Wrestling, he's on there every week, just taking the bumps. Just like,
for an old dude, he's still got it.
Yeah, he does. I'm impressed.
And then Taz defeated Shane Douglas by submission to become the ECW World Heavyweight Champion. Taz.
Love that guy. Good job. Good guys.
In 2000, on this date, in 2000, we had WCW in Monday Nitro.
Okay.
It was filmed in Buffalo, New York, and it would be Bret Hart's final match as a full-time wrestler.
Really? That's good. That's interesting trivia.
Due to post-concussion syndrome as a result of a super kick from Goldberg. So Goldberg ended Bret's career.
There you go. That's interesting. That's good trivia.
A few weeks earlier on the show, Hart and Kevin Nash fought to a no contest.
Okay.
So, doesn't really say much more about that night. But the main thing is that Bret wrestled in his last competitive match due to concussions.
Gotcha.
2018 was the next one. At Impact Wrestling taping, Austin Aries defeated Eli Drake to win the Impact Global Championship.
Okay.
Yeah. Eli Drake since Scotty doesn't know wrestling, we got to let him know who Eli Drake is. And it's LA Knight. LA Knight is Eli Drake.
There you go.
2020. So 2 years ago. Or, well, 4 years ago now. Yeah, 3. Impact. Eli Drake is GOAT. Yeah! PCW Ultra anniversary 2020 was in Wilmington, California. 3 title changes happened on the card, including Ruby Ray's the PCW Ultra Women's title from honestly, and don't get this, don't at me for this. I don't know anyone from those shows.
What shows?
PCW. I don't.
Nope.
I mean, Johnny Cass could tell me that he wrestles in that show and be like, fucking cool, man. I don't know. I'm sorry. I mean, but I don't know hardly anyone from MLW, and they are a nationally broadcasted thing too. So, but yeah, that is today's date in pro wrestling.
Cool.
Maybe we should spread it out a little bit more next time.
Yeah.
But we can look at tomorrow as well. If we want, or we can look at yesterday. Why is it not coming up? There we go. Then from yesterday, St. Louis, Missouri, nothing.
Nothing.
59-62, 93. A WWF live event, and this was at a live event. It wasn't a taped show. Excuse me. At a live event in Boston, Massachusetts, Bret Hart took on Ric Flair in the WWF's first ever Iron Man match.
Talking about Iron Man match, let's get your prediction. Daniel Bryan and MJF in the Iron Man match. It's supposed to happen that next pay-per-view. Do you think MJF can handle that?
Creatively, yes. If there's shoot fighting, God no. Bryan Danielson is arguably the best professional wrestler in the business today.
Yep, I agree. So now you got this scenario. You got the best, probably like you said, the best wrestler of today against a
best pure wrestler.
Right.
Like I'm not talking sports entertainment. I am talking pure wrestling.
So you have a last man or an Iron Man match. And you put the hottest wrestler in the business right now, MJF, against Bryan Danielson, who is the best in-ring performer, wrestler, physical sports wrestler. How do you work that? Because AEW is going to keep the belt on MJF.
Yeah, you have to.
And come on, it's just 3 months old, and you can't take it off him at that point. But how are you going to make it look legit? I don't know.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to me to see what they do, how they do it. So, same as tomorrow night, they're gonna piss me off, and of course, my prediction. Well, not my. I'd like to predict that the Bullet Club, or not Kenny Omega and the
Elite
get beat, but I don't know if that's.
And like I said, it doesn't matter who wins tomorrow night because the House of Black is going to absolutely destroy.
You think that'll set up for Revolution or whatever the next
Probably.
pay-per-view. Yeah. So
I would love to see. I mean, again, devil's advocate here, right? It would never happen because Chris Jericho already made it abundantly clear that a certain somebody will not be back in their locker room ever again, because he won't allow it. And wouldn't that be something if FTR shows up with CM Punk
that'd be badass.
and looks at him like,
Do you think Khan would do that?
I mean,
Or do you think CM Punk would come back after all the shit that happened?
I think if anything happens with those three, with FTR and Punk, if anything like that happens in the business as a whole, it's going to be in WWE.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
I mean, wouldn't that be something at WrestleMania? Okay, so WrestleMania, you have Usos, because they have to defend both titles just like Roman has to or whatever at Mania. But Adam Pearce, because he wants to stick it to the Usos and stick it to the bloodline, because, God damn it, those guys are assholes. And they're screwing up my shows and yada, yada, yada. You have a match at Mania, but I'm not going to tell you who it is. And then at Mania, the Usos are out there, they're like, yeah, like, who's it going to be? What, we already beat everyone else. Who's it going to be? And then say, yeah, hits. And then out walks the Revival. I mean, how cool would that be?
So Johnny Cash said on Bully Ray, he's mentioned on Busted Open, Punk showing up with FTR to interfere this Wednesday would be the best for business.
It would be. I just don't see that move right there would go over like a fart in church, man. Like but at the same time, if it does happen and they swerved everyone out there, including myself, I would.
There you go.
Chef's kiss. Like you screwed you. You got me. You got me.
The Young Bucks are laughing their asses off at all of us because they got us. That I don't know.
I mean, if it is a massive swerve, if it is one of those things where it's all like, well, blah blah blah, then okay, you got me.
Nice. So you're gonna give a shout out to Mr. Ken Anderson on this podcast, Matt? Just not that he watches this podcast, but hey.
I mean, we would love to have Mr. Ken Anderson on the Huge Spot Wrestling podcast. So if you want to tag him in comments and send him this, clip this, send it to him. I'm going to try to do hold on, let me get something quick here to drink and do my best Ken Anderson impersonation.
I'll clip it and I'll add it to, Cut a promo on him, man.
I can't do promos.
Okay.
Weighing in tonight at 235.5 pounds, hailing from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Mr. Kennedy. Wait for it. Kennedy.
There you go.
So,
I'm on our show, big man.
Show me how it's done. I mean,
there you go.
I probably yelled too loud, and people are like, "God damn!"
So Thursday we'll review Wednesday, and hopefully on Thursday we could talk about CM Punk at FTR or House of Black coming back or whatever. That'd be something to look for. I mean, that'd be wise if Tony Khan blows this Wednesday out of the water based on what whoever ran the show last night did.
Well, and we got NXT's beginning of the year big show
tonight.
Yeah,
cool. So let's talk about tomorrow. Then I'm doing some research. I have a guest on Friday afternoon, Michael Kevin Lovett. He's does some wrestling for some promotions in Tennessee, and he does some films that short films that you can find on Netflix and stuff. We'll talk about that and stuff like that. So, hey, Mom and Dad, how you guys doing? So, I think that's a wrap. I'm gonna go get lunch.
And I gotta go get Drew. So
there you go.
Again, Johnny Cass, I saw that earlier, and I need to address I didn't give the proper introduction earlier. So it's me. It's that MATT.
There you go. There you go. That's you. And for the millions.
And millions are watching at home.
I mean, the 4 that are watching at home, thank you guys for stopping by this crazy podcast.
Hey, be a friend, tell a friend, share it to your friends. Let them know, hey, we're just 2 guys. Oh, and I have to give a plug to, I don't know if he's still on over at Twitch. 2 Dudes with Attitudes. Ryan, Shooting Star Press. Oh shit, what'd I do? Shooting Stars Press and MWO over on TikTok. They have a show that is the opposite days that we are. They run Wednesdays and Fridays at 1:00, so it's the same time slot. Check them out. They're 2 really good dudes, and they're on their Twitch channel as well. 2 Dudes with Attitudes. Go check them out. They're friends of mine, and good people.
Come check out Huge Pop Wrestling also on Friday nights. Johnny Cass. We do Pro Wrestling Power Hour, I think it's called. I don't know. We're just starting up. Just trying to cover SmackDown. Huge Pop Wrestling is trying to cover all angles of wrestling. I know Matt does a lot of plugins on his TikTok lives for Huge Pop Wrestling podcast and during the afternoon. So we're just trying to get our name out there.
Stay tuned too, guys, because we have things that are starting to develop. So just sit tight, be patient.
Yep.
And big things will happen.
2023 should be good. So
2023 will be a good year.
Here we go. I'm going to close this with this.
I'm better than you, and you know it.